morning and welcome to our new YouTube channel. I'm David Began, lead pastor at Pilgrim Community Church, and I wanted to take just a moment to let you know about our response to the current global pandemic. We've had to close our doors, we've had to cancel services, but that doesn't mean to say that we can't stay in touch. From next Sunday, Scott and I will be broadcasting live from Pilgrim Community Centre, 11:30 a.m. Please, if you can, join us then. And can I also say Happy Mother's Day? I know that many of you will be disappointed that you cannot celebrate as you would have hoped. These truly are unprecedented times. But I suppose in many respects every day is unprecedented, since none of us knows what tomorrow will bring. I'm reminded of Jesus' encouragement. Why worry about tomorrow when today has enough trouble of its own? And I know many of you will be feeling overwhelmed by the trouble that each day in this current crisis seems to bring. So, how should we respond? How should we live as Christians in these very uncertain times? I have just a couple of thoughts that I'd like to share with you. And the first is, trust in God. Paul, in writing to the Romans, says that when we put our trust in God, when we rely on Him, He does not disappoint any of our expectations. And I know you're going to say, that sounds exactly what the pastor of a local church would tell his congregation. But I don't want it to sound like a platitude. I mean it most sincerely. Because trust is so much more than a feeling or an attitude. It's an action that we take. In the way that we live our lives, we can demonstrate trust in God. And that in turn can bring glory to God, can be an example that we set in these very uncertain and somewhat selfish times that we're living in. Which leads me to my next point. Now more than ever, we need to follow Jesus' example. Jesus set an example of love, of compassion, of kindness, of grace, and of mercy wherever we went. And we too follow that carpenter rabbi Jesus of Nazareth. We are not alone in this journey. Not only is God on our side, but we are sharing this journey with not only our friends and family, but with everyone in our community, with everyone all over the world. That means we cannot afford to think only of ourselves. So, how can we support one another? We at Pilgrim Community Church want to support you in every possible way that we can. And if you think that we can help you, please get in touch. But we need to look out for one another. Every day, who can you contact? Who can you call? Who can you text? Perhaps those that in our church or in our community, there are people that we can cook for, that we can extend at least some measure of love and kindness by sharing what we have, more so than stockpiling or hoarding or hanging on to the things that we think that we might need. Which leads me to my last point. My encouragement is that we follow government advice. We're not exempt from it because we all share the community of which we are a part. Together we can get through this. Together we'll discover that love is bigger. Together we'll discover that in these very difficult and uncertain times, faith and trust in God is needed more than ever. But we also have to be sensible. So we need to follow local government advice. That means not just hanging on or hoarding or stockpiling, but sharing what we have, being considerate of others, staying safe, washing our hands, doing everything that we can to limit the spread of the infection. Folks, thank you so much for joining us this morning for this short message. Let me remind you, next Sunday, 11:30 a.m., Scott and I will be broadcasting live. Please, if you can, join us then. And until then, stay safe, pray, trust in God, follow Jesus' example, look out for one another. Together, we'll discover that love The love of God is greater than any giant that faces us